Hey y'all, it's Alex from You Should Craft, and today I'll show you how to weave in your ends. So not every project will require this. For example, the mug rug that we made in the newbie series yesterday for day 3 does not have any end weaving. But for day 4 today, we are going to learn it. And if you're not following along with the newbie series, you should be, and you can get the links to sign up in the description below. So anyway, in order to weave in your ends, you'll need a project that you're working on. Sometimes if it's a big project, you'll have some end weaving within the middle of the project if you change colors or you run out of yarn. But otherwise, you're usually weaving in ends at the end of a project. So whatever project you have, and a tapestry needle. And then I've already trimmed my yarn, leaving a tail of about 6 inches. But if you have not done that yet, then you'll also need scissors. So the first thing you'll do after trimming your yarn is pull out your hook. And you literally just do this by truly pulling until you get it all out. And then you'll join your tapestry needle. And now you're ready to kind of sew in your ends. So you can kind of put your yarn anywhere. I usually kind of go in the edge a little bit first, kind of weaving through those stitches. And then you pull it through. If you go in the ends and you had kind of wiggly ends, this is also a nice way to kind of shape it up a little bit. And then you can also go through some of your stitches. And again, a lot of this is personal preference. So whatever you think is easiest. And whichever one makes your yarn feel the most secure, because that's why we're weaving our ends in, is so that our project won't come unraveled, which is especially important if it's something that you made as a gift or that you're selling in your shop. Another thing to keep in mind is that sometimes if you pull too tight, you can bunch up your work. So if that starts to happen before you fully secure or keep weaving in, you want to just kind of stretch it back out a little bit. So I've gone in here a couple inches, and now what can make my yarn more secure is if I go back through those same stitches. Because now it's woven in really tight in that area. So because of all that friction from the yarn, touching itself, I guess, it's less likely to weave out. We want it to stay in there. And how much you weave in, again, kind of depends on your personal preferences. And I also base it a little bit off of what my project is for. If it's something that's going to be washed a lot, like something that you're using in your kitchen, or if you're making like a dishcloth, or if you're making something for a child, then you might want to weave in a little bit more just to be safe. And if it's like, a decor item that's just going to be sitting on your shelf, then you might not need to be as careful with your end weaving. But so I'm just going to go back through my same spot again. And this is basically the end of my yarn. So once I pull that through, I'll be done. And then you can see I kind of bunched it up accidentally over here. So again, you can just pull it a little bit to kind of get the original shape back. And so now I just have this little nub coming off, and that's just a simple trim with scissors to get rid of that. And then you'll repeat this project with your starting tail and then any other ends that you have floating around. So if you changed colors for stripes or you had to join a new ball of yarn, Just make sure it's all woven in and snipped off before you give your project away. But that's it. Today's tip was quick, but make sure that you subscribe to the You Should Craft channel and the newbie series to follow along with what we're doing. Thank you so much for watching.